Welcome to Math 61 Lecture 2.1 Simplifying Expressions. So we need to get some terminology out of the way first. A term is a single number or variable, or numbers and variables multiplied together. Terms are separated by addition or subtraction. For example, a single term, one term, would be 4x, 3ab, negative 17y, 7x squared. These are all one term, one term, one term, one term. Yes, multiple variables, but one term. What makes a term is that it's multiplied together. So the 4 times x is one term. Two terms. Examples of two terms would be 4x plus 3y. 4x is a term. 3x is a term. It is separated by addition, so there are two terms. 7a minus 6b. Again, 7a is one term. 6b is another term. It's separated by subtraction, so there are two terms. X minus 7. X is a term, 7 is a term, they're separated by subtraction, so it's two terms. X squared plus x. Okay. X squared is a term, x is a term, separated by addition, there are two terms. What about three terms? X plus y plus 3. 1, 2, 3 terms. Remember, they're separated by addition or subtraction. Negative 3x plus 8y plus z. Negative 3x is a term, 8y is a term, and z is a term. A minus b plus c. See where I'm going with this? X squared plus x minus 2. There are three terms because they're separated by subtraction. Now there's something called similar or like terms. What it means are the terms whose variables and their exponents are the same. For example, 7x, x, and negative 2 are like terms because the variable are all x's. Doesn't matter what the number is, as long as the variable is the same variable, x, 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 they are like terms. Negative 3x squared, negative 2x, negative 1/3 xy squared, negative 2 xy squared, 6 xy squared. They are all like terms because they all have the xy squared in common. 4x, negative 3x squared, 15x. They are not like terms. Now, if I got rid of the middle one, the middle term, the negative 3x squared, 4x and 15x are like terms because they each have x in common. But the x squared is not an x. It is xx, right? There's two x's multiplied together for x squared. The purpose of knowing what like terms are is we can combine like terms. For example, 3x and 4x, they each have the x in common, so it's really 3 plus 4, which is 7x. So let's try 7a minus 10a. So if we rewrote it, they both have an a in common, so it's 7 minus 10a, which would be a negative 3a. Let's try 18y minus 10y plus 6y. They're all like terms. Another way of looking at it is 18 minus 10 plus 6 times y. 8 minus 10 is 8 plus 6 is 14y. Now you might be able to say, oh, 18y minus 10y is 8y plus 16y is 14y. That's fine. If you need to get all the numbers together, group all the numbers first, that's okay too. Either way will work. So let's simplify each of these expressions. 3x plus 5 plus 2x minus 3. I'm going to rewrite it as 3x plus 2x plus 5 minus 3. Now I can put all the x's together, 3 plus 2x and 5 minus 3. So I have 5 x's plus 2. Now let's try one. 4a minus 7 minus 2a plus 3. Now if you can do the math without having to rewrite it, that's fine. I'm going to rewrite it to where all the a's are together and all the numbers are together. So I have 4a minus 2a, and 4 minus 2 minus 7 plus 3. Okay. 4 minus 2 is 2a. I'm going to rewrite this as addition. So this would be plus negative 7 plus 3. So I take the difference and give the sign of the larger. So 2a minus 4. And I'm done. Let's try another one. 5x, and this time I'm not going to reorder it. 5x minus x. And we always imply that there's a 1 if it's an x. So 5 minus 1, there are 4 x's. 8 minus 6 minus 2. Okay, you should be able to start grouping things together that are alike, like terms. Now let's start working with simplifying expressions that contain parentheses. So 5 times 2x minus 8 minus 3. The 5 I can distribute. If you remember, a times b plus c will be the same as ab plus ac. So I'm going to use this distributive property and distribute the 5. 5 times 2x minus 5 times 8 minus 3. Can't forget our minus 3. And going to distribute. Okay. I've already started it down here. 10x and 5 times 8 is 40 minus 3. Combine like terms. So 10x minus 43. Let's try another one. I'm going to distribute the negative 3. This is negative 3. So I have 7 plus a negative 3 times 2y plus 1. 7 minus negative 3 times 2y, plus negative 3 times 2y plus a negative 3 times 1. 7 plus negative 6y plus negative 3. And so the only thing else that I can combine will be the 7 and the negative 3. So negative 6y plus 4. Generally, we always put variables before constants. So a number is just a constant. So we always write x, y, z, and then whatever constant it is. Let's try another problem. Distribute the 5. 5x minus 10. I'm not going to show the middle part. Sorry about that. Minus 3x minus 4. That's a negative 1 out there if I distribute. Combine like terms. The x's can go together. So 5x minus 3x is 2 x's left. Negative 10 and a negative 4 is a negative 14. Now let's think about the whole purpose of this. If I have an expression like 3x plus 2, and I give you what x is, I just need to plug into that equation, that expression, to find out what the solution is. For example, if I say x is 4, 3x plus 2 becomes 3 times 4 plus 2, which is 14. When x is negative 8, 3x plus 2 becomes 3 times negative 8 plus 2, or negative 22. So the process is called evaluating. It's also called substituting in a value for x. For example, 3x minus 1. If I tell you x equals 2, then it's going to be 3 times 2 minus 1. 3 times 2 is 6, minus 1 is 5. So the value of the expression when x is 2 equals 5. Let's try another one. 7a plus 4. When a is negative 3, what would be the value? 7 times negative 3 plus 4. 7 times negative 3 is negative 21 plus 4. So the value of the expression when a is negative 3 is negative 17. 2x minus 3 plus 4. When x is negative 1, what would be the value of the expression? 2 times negative 1. Let's plug in for x. Everywhere there's an x will be negative 1. Minus 3 plus 4 times negative 1. Negative 2 times negative 1 is negative 2 minus 3. 4 times negative 1 is negative 4. Negative 2 plus negative 3 plus negative 4 is negative 9. Sorry about that, negative 9. 2x minus 5 minus 8x. When x is 5, what will be the value? 2 times 5 minus 5 minus 8 times 5. 10 minus 5 minus 40. 10 minus 5 is 5, minus 40 is negative 35. Let's try another one. Y squared minus 6y plus 9. What's the value of the expression when y is 4? 4 squared minus 6 times 4 plus 9. 4 squared is 4 times 4, which is 16, minus 6 times 4 is 24, plus 9. 6 minus 24 is negative 8, plus 9 is 1. Sometimes it's easier to work with a problem if we simplify the problem first. For example, up here in number 3, 2x minus 3 plus 4x, we can simplify first. 2x plus 4x is 6x minus 3. And then if we plug in the value of negative 1, 6 times negative 1 minus 3 is still negative 6 minus 3, which is negative 9. You still get the same solution, but you made it simple first, or you simplified the equation first. Likewise, with number 4, we could simplify it first by saying 2x minus 8x is negative 6x minus 5, and then our value for x in number 4 was 5. Negative 6 times 5 minus 5. Negative 6 times 5 is negative 30. Minus 5 is still negative 35. So whichever you prefer, whether you simplify it first or you just plug in the value and work out the math, that's up to you. Either way will work. So let's move on to part 2 of this video. So until then, be seeing you.